It is very important whenever you are working as a team, wherever you are collaborating with multiple people. To be very honest, no one in this world is sure about their decision. Okay, it's a myth. It's a myth that you will always take right decisions. Because if you are not motivated enough, how will you help a team stay motivated? You are working with diverse mindset people. Okay, so there's no point trying to avoid a conflict. It will happen. But what we should work on is how we can resolve a conflict, how we don't mind it, how we don't make it very big thing. Hey everyone, I welcome you all to your favorite channel. So my dear friends, today I have brought before you a very frequently asked and a very in-demand query that students often ask, which is what soft skills should I build, or what soft skills are required in the industry to actually have a very good employment. Okay, so these are very valid queries because even I can relate to this. When I was an engineering student, always I used to focus on only the technical part, okay, like how to code, how to build a website, but I never actually used to focus on the items like how the communication should be, how the presentation skills should be, okay, the various soft skills that are required. But now, dear friends, as I'm talking to you, these are a part of soft skills. And as you know, if you don't have right soft skills, no matter how much amount of knowledge we have, if you are not able to actually communicate it, that's of no use. So with this importance, my name is Aditya Jain, and I have brought before you this amazing session where I'm going to talk about the soft skills that one should have to actually excel in your career. So first of all, I would like to start with what is that makes soft skills so important. The first thing is employability. As I have already told you, if you want to get into a very good company where you talk and communicate with professionals, you will need some soft skills that would be the differentiator. It might happen that someone else's technical skills are way better than you, but even if you have moderate tech skills and the company is looking for an all-rounder who can also present, communicate well, then they will prefer you over someone who cannot communicate their thoughts. Team collaboration. It is very important whenever you are working as a team, wherever you are collaborating with multiple people. You need to understand their ideas and should be smart enough to communicate your ideas to them. So this is where it becomes a mandatory skill to have. So soft skills play a very important role when you are collaborating with a team. Leadership potential. Okay, so as you proceed higher in your career, you actually try to lead teams. You actually try to contribute so that you can actually work on projects and you can help people get the best out of their career. So whenever you are working as a leader, whenever you are working as a manager, it is very important for you to have good leadership skills so that you can communicate your thoughts and requirements to the team that you're working with. Finally, global competitiveness. Okay, so the world is very diverse, lots of cultures, lots of languages getting spoken, lots of mindset. So you should have soft skills so that you can get accommodated in changing world requirements. Okay, so that will make you very much opportunistic and you will be able to get a lot of opportunities ahead. So with that motivation and that importance, let's get started with these skills. So the first and the most important skill that I would like to mention is communication skills. The lesser you have heard of it, the more important it is. Okay, clarity. So when it comes to communication, we often talk about speaking skills, but that's very wrong. Communication deals with lots of items. The four major items that I have brought before you. First one is clarity. Okay, express technical ideas in simple terms. Okay, no matter how much amount of knowledge you have, again, if you're not able to communicate it to someone, if you're not able to explain it to someone, that knowledge is of no use. For example, me, I am talking in front of you. Whatever knowledge I have, I am communicating it to you via my skills of presentation, and speaking skills and the clarity that I have because I have been through this path. So this all makes it very useful for you to understand how to get ahead in your career. So that's why clarity of mind is very important. Then listening skills, very, very underrated, a very, very underrated skill. Okay, understand project requirements better. So rather than always communicating your thoughts, it's also very important at times to listen to others' ideas. Because when you listen to others' ideas, you have better ideas. Because now you know something which you didn't knew before. Okay. Written skills, this deals with documentation, okay, blogging, okay, whatever written communication like email writing, because in lots of companies the prior way of communicating is emails, WhatsApp chat, whatever you want to call it. So it is very important. Feedback handling, very important. We know how to speak, we know how to communicate, but we are not good at getting the feedbacks and making it of use. So first of all, you should always take feedbacks in a very constructive manner. That means you should always have the right mindset that whoever is giving you feedback is trying to help you out. That's the best way to upskill and to learn and grow in your career. Okay. So now moving on to the next skill, which is teamwork. As I've told you, whenever you will be working on a very useful project, very in-demand project, often more than ever, you will be working with a team. Hardly there is any great amount of work that can be done when you are not having a team. So team working skills is mandatory for you to grow in your career. First is adaptability. Okay, as you are working with a diverse people, everyone will have their own mindset, everyone will have their own perspective. You have to respect everyone's perspective. In fact, you should be open to newer perspectives so that you can also grow in your career. So understanding and learning from others will play a very vital role in your learning. Okay. Conflict resolution. Okay. So whenever there is a conflict, and there will be conflicts because you are working with diverse mindset people. Okay. So there's no point trying to avoid a conflict. It will happen. But what we should work on is how we can resolve a conflict, how we don't mind it, how we don't make it very big thing. Just resolve it as soon as possible. A clear communication, a open and honest conversation would be a very important thing to have. Delegation. Delegation of responsibility is that skill which differentiates good teams from great teams. Great teams are good at delegating the work. They know which person is the best person to do a certain task and they get it done from them. So delegation of responsibility is a mandatory skill that you should have. And empathy. Okay? So empathy and respect for others' opinion as well, because it's very fine if someone is having a different mindset than yours, because every person is unique and every person thinks in a different manner. You should respect that, you should have empathy, and you should understand others' point of view as well. More importantly, here I have told delegation of task. So please make sure that you are very honest with the communication, okay, so that it will save you and your team a lot of time. Moving on to the next important skill, which is problem solving ability. As the name suggests, problem solving or solving a problem. Your mindset should always be to solve a problem rather than being stuck with a problem, rather than cribbing about the problem. You should always have a mindset to solve a problem, because more than not, you will always lie with a problem. You will always be in a situation which is throwing a new challenge at you. But you need to be very, very efficient, very, very optimistic about solving that problem. Okay. So analytical thinking, evaluate complex problems systematically. So whenever you are faced with a problem, you have to take a mindset that will help you solve that problem rather than worrying about it, rather than cribbing about it. You have to think, okay, I will analyze this problem, I will evaluate the various solutions, how I can solve this problem, and then I will take steps to solve that problem rather than worrying about it. Okay, creative solutions. You have to be very creative at times, because more than often you will be with a challenge which is not that easy. But if you use your creative mind, you can actually turn the challenge into an opportunity. Okay, like COVID example. COVID was a very disastrous situation for all of us, right? But lots of people actually took it as an opportunity to showcase their talent and creativity, and they have built good projects around it. Okay, decision making. Make informed and confident decisions. To be very honest, no one in this world is sure about their decision. Okay, it's a myth. It's a myth that you will always take right decisions. You have to take a decision and you have to work upon it to make it right. That's how we have to be. More than that, take informed decision. Be aware of whatever decisions you are taking. Okay, be aware of the outcomes. Be aware of the hard work or the path that you will have to go through for making that decision, and then stick to it. Don't go back and forth. Don't worry. Don't actually overthink about why you took that decision. Just take a decision and work upon it so that you can make it right. And finally, crisis management. More often than not, you'll be faced with a crisis. As I told you, a challenge that is very new, that you have not had before, that you have not resolved before. You have to take the necessary steps so that you can handle that crisis and you evolve as a more stronger and wise person. Okay, so these skills are what companies look for, because you are going to contribute into the environment, so they should get benefited from your knowledge, from your mindset, rather than pulling them down. You have to grow with them. Okay, so with this, let's move on to the next skill that all of us should have, and it's time management. Okay, no matter how much smart you are or how less smart you are, the one skill that separates you all from others is time management. How well you manage your time is deciding how good you get with your skills. Almost every successful person nowadays is good with their time management, because time is a very limited resource. You, me, everyone has the same 24 hours, but how we manage that 24 hours to get ahead with our health, with our career, with our responsibilities, with the various engagements with family and friends, that is what defines life for us. So time management is a very important soft skill one should have. Prioritization is the best way to manage your time. Okay, focus on tasks with maximum impact. So if you have limited hours, the responsibilities that you can do are also limited. The actions that you can take, the work that you can do is also limited. So you have to be having a clarity. You have to have a ranking, a priority list about what is important, what is not that important, and you have to work on the important tasks. There are lots of books written on this topic. I would recommend you reading them, learn from them, and apply them in your day-to-day work. Okay, deadline adherence. Deliver quality work on time. Almost every company respects this quality, that you should have very much credibility that you will deliver work on time. Okay, work life balance. Avoid burnout. It should not happen that it's like going to gym. It doesn't matter if you go to gym for 12 hours a day. What matters is for 12 days you should go 1 hour each. That's better than going to a gym of for 12 hours and then never going back to gym for 1 year. Okay, so consistently avoiding burnouts, having a good work-life balance is what you should have. And finally, efficiency. Achieve more in less time. The idea is to be efficient with our time. It is not to work less. It is not to work more. It is to work efficiently. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But whatever you are doing, you should do it in the best possible manner, in the most efficient manner. That will save you a lot of time at times. Okay, moving on, the another important skill which you should definitely have is good leadership skills. I mentioned this before. Okay, you should have a good vision, long-term vision. You should not get demotivated with small things, small mistakes, small happenings. You should have a big vision, a long-term vision. Okay, and you should motivate your team members accordingly, because if you are not motivated enough, how will you help a team stay motivated? So you should be there to motivate them, to inspire them, so they can also do their best to get the task done and to move ahead in their career. Motivation, okay, you should encourage productivity rather than encouraging the amount of work that they have done. Okay, rather than encouraging the hours someone has put, you should encourage productivity. See how efficiently they have solved a problem. Okay, you should not be just result driven, you should also be how smartly they are doing their task, what efforts they are taking. Accountability, so you should be an accountable person. You should have some amount of credibility, okay, that someone can rely on you, because that what makes you a good leader. If I have given you some task and you get that done task in the amount of time dedicated to you, that's what makes you a good leader, because I can rely upon you. Okay, rather than worrying whether that person would be able to do it or not, I can rely upon you, and that's a very superpower to have. Okay, delegation, as I told you, as a leader, your task is to best utilize the resources that you have. So if someone is good at coding and if someone is good at documentation, you should give them the projects that they have strengths in. Obviously, you should motivate them to be an all-rounder, but you should elevate them. You should give them tasks which they are good at and they can showcase their skills. So you have to delegate the work and responsibilities, making sure that all the team members are having a fair chance to showcase their skills. Okay, moving on to the next skill, which is very less talked about, but it is extremely important, and that is your emotional intelligence, or EQ. More often than not, people always talk about IQ, intelligence. Okay, but here I am referring to your not smartness but emotional intelligence. Okay, so self-awareness, you should be aware about yourself. You should be clear with what you are good at, what you're not good at, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, how you can utilize your strengths better, how you can work upon your weaknesses to get better. Okay, you should be very much aware of yourself. You should be knowing yourself inside out. That's very important. Then social skills. Okay, so you should not be a robotic person. Like, people can talk to you, they can understand you, you are able to communicate yourself. Some social skills you should have. Okay, some dressing style, some way of talking to people, some required manners that one should have. Okay, so these all belongs to the social skills, that when you are among a social circle, how you interact with them, how you discuss your ideas with them, how you behave is also very important. Stress management. Okay, so you will always be faced with a very pressuristic situation. Okay, but how you maintain your calm, how you rise above it, is what defines you. So you should make sure that no matter how much pressure you are facing, you need to stay calm, you need to have logical thinking, you should take actions in a very calm and systematic manner rather than too much chaotic. Okay, so you have to be very calm, even if the situation is not that on your side. Okay, then empathy. As I've told you, you should be very empathic, you should have respect, and you should be a human being first, that you should understand what the other person's perspective are. You should respect that, you should try to accommodate that into your thinking, and then you should take wise decisions. Okay, moving on, one skill that is mandatory in the recent times, which is networking, social networking. Okay, so we use a lot of Facebook, Instagram nowadays, right? So that kind of networking, but with the professional way. Okay, so professional connections, build your contacts across the globe. Okay, so it is very well said that your network is your net worth. Okay, the good connections that you have, the more insightful discussions you are able to have, will define the career trajectory that you will be having. A right mentor will take you at a very high stage, whereas a bad company of people will lead to a very bad career outcome. Okay, so build contacts across industries, across various locations, so that you have lots of people and mindset accordingly. LinkedIn presence. Okay, as I mentioned, I have already created a very detailed video on how you can use LinkedIn efficiently for your career growth. Definitely check that out. So LinkedIn is the most important social networking platform that you should have if you want to grow ahead in your career, because there you can interact with lots of like-minded people who will help you get ahead in your career. Okay, conferences and seminars, as I mentioned, not just online but offline as well. You can go to relevant conferences. There you can do networking with lots of like-minded people. They will share their ideas, you will share your ideas, and then you can decide upon how you can contribute together and can uplift each other. Okay, mentorship, as I've told you, nowadays you can learn from anyone. Like I am mentoring you. Okay, lots of people, lots of right amount of knowledge people are helping you. You have to just have the right mentor, so that you can rely on their knowledge and you can learn from them. Okay, moving on with a very important and a very less talked about topic, which is adaptability. Okay, learning agility. You should be adaptive to learning new things. As I told you, the world is changing faster than ever. Okay, almost every day you have to have a student mindset. You have to be open to learn new concepts. You have to be open to contribute and learn from your team members. Okay, open mindedness. You should be always open to new ideas, to feedback, whatever people are sharing with you, so that you can improve. Tech awareness, stay updated with industry. Okay, as I've told you, technology world is changing faster than ever, so you have to stay updated. Whatever version of ChatGPT is getting released, you should know how to use it to your advantage. And handling change, we need to be adaptable with the changing environment. We should also change ourselves. Sometimes the work pressure will be more, sometimes the work pressure will be less, and we can accommodate ourselves accordingly. Okay, moving on, continuous improvement. My dear friends, this is a life skill, not just a professional skill. Throughout your life, you should have a mindset to improve yourself. Stagnation should be avoided. So feedback utilization, whenever a person shares a feedback with you, take it in a very constructive manner, work upon it and progress accordingly. Skill upgradation, as I showed, you should keep yourself upskilled. You should learn new things as and when required. Self-reflection, so whenever you are doing a project, reflect upon yourself. Okay, try to understand, try to give yourself feedback, try to relate to what you could have done better, so that you can grow in a very positive manner. And goal setting, you should always have a clear mindset about why you are doing something, what is the direction that you would like to proceed in. Okay, and take actions accordingly. So having a clear goal is very important before you even start to move ahead in your journey. Moving on, some very practical suggestions that I have for you before ending this session. So as the new year is ahead, I would like to share some skills that will help you stay ahead by a year. Okay, so attend workshops and soft skills training sessions. Lots of people are available who can guide you. Please do this. Participate in team projects and activities. This will help you build your team working and team networking skills. Practice mock interviews with peers. This will help you get over the anxiety of an interview, the fear of facing an interview. Seek guidance from mentors on personality development. Lots of professionals are helping nowadays. go and learn from the right people, take a good mentor and learn such soft skills from them. Okay, with this, my dear friends, I would like to conclude this session. My only suggestion would be take action. After this session, you should go and take actions. It should not be like a movie that you have watched. Okay, it should be a life transforming session for you. So with this, my name is Aditya Jain and I would like to conclude today's session. All the best. Keep practicing. Thank you.